So very good morning everyone. Complaints framework is one of the frequently asked questions in exam. I have made it very simple for you. So do listen and make full use of it. First one, what is elaborate briefly the benefits of complaint management tools? The key side headings you must write is streamlining the implementation. So what are the things you should reproduce in this is it facilitates complaints audits and corrective steps, then reduction in manual work, and because the manual work is reduced, so there is the risk in human errors is also reduced. Then simplification in monitoring and reporting, that is it auto populates the complaints dates and give alerts pertaining to complaints issues. Then builds, if you all the four things will ensure the organization's reputation gets built up. So if that happens, the business automatically goes, that is, it creates a roadmap for business. This is a chain of points, so there is nothing to mug up. If you think from a business angle, then you will appreciate it. So this is the benefit of complaints management tools. Moving on to the next question, briefly elaborate the reporting process of the complaints process or the complaints framework. So the reporting by the functional heads, so they should, those who are having the complaints ownership, the functional head should report, and each of the functional heads will collect and classify the relevant information. For example, the finance team will be collecting from various departments, and they'll be correlating the MIS, and the report shall carry an affirmation that functional heads, that the said report has been prepared based on the inputs from the various units or offices, because it's practically not possible for the functional heads to ensure all the each and every input is correct given the workload and also the pressure, etc. And then the company secretary will brief the MD upon various receipts from the based upon the given by the company secretary. The MD will consolidate and present a comprehensive compliance report to the board. This is important. So the CS, he will brief, he will give it to MD, and then based on that comprehensive compliance report will be given. So that goes to show the impact of the CS. He has got a role to play. So this whole process of complaints reporting is contingent on the creation and implementation of comprehensive legal MIS. As I briefed in the beginning, so it's everything pertains to the MIS angle. So if you visualize practical, it will be very easy for you. Another two important questions which you should revise carefully is elaborate briefly the contents of compliance risk monitoring plan. So first is key compliance risk mitigation activities and the implementation or embedding of the framework and all policies issued by corporate compliance department. Next one is critical and high compliance risk, focusing on inherent and managed risk levels. So key terms you are expected to remember is, first is uh, corporate compliance department. In the previous where we saw, it's a corporate compliance report, there it is CCR, it is CCD. This is how we should connect, and it is key compliance risk mitigation activities and routine business transactions to which compliance obligations or risk are associated. These are the various contents of the compliance risk monitoring plan. A lot of chances for 5 marks. And also briefly elaborate the plan, the what are the contents of the contents compliance monitoring plan. So first is the statement should be concise, language should be clear, and specific compliance risk management mitigation activities for managing compliance obligations. So if you see, the moment you see compliance risk, the catch term mitigation has to be there. The more you revise now, the more you mitigate the risk of scoring less in your exams. That is how you should link these key terms with your practical life. And also brief description of how track and monitoring activities are performed, also frequency of tracking monitoring activities. So the plan for monitoring the catch terms that is often frequently reproduced is tracking and monitoring. So moving on to the last question, briefly elaborate the objectives of compliance audit. So it is categorized into 3 points, that is contracting and procurement, in and plant efficiency, and corporate social responsibility. So with regarding to contract and procurement, to verify whether procurement was carried out as per the rules and to verify financial propriety was ensured. So when it comes to compliance audit, the catch term has to be financial propriety. And in case of plant efficiency, whether the power plant shutdowns, PPP, P is for power, P is for plant shutdowns, and P is for production as per prescribed. These are the key things you need to reproduce. So moving on to the last To elaborate briefly, the the way what are the various factors on which the compliance system and the process of the company depends upon. Very very important question. So these are the various factors based on which the compliance system and process of a company depends upon: the nature of business, geographical domain, size of the company, jurisdiction, whether company is listed or not, and regulatory authorities, and the nature of company. So within 5 minutes we are able to go through all the key questions in compliance framework. This video will be very handy for you every day, also on exam day morning. So make full use of it. Keep going, best wishes, and stay focused.